In this story, Dan takes on the challenge of transforming an ordinary school bus into a fully functional mobile home, a space built to carry adventure and freedom wherever the road leads. Every step of the process tests his creativity and patience, from stripping away decades of wear to imagining the possibilities within the empty frame. Through this transformation, the project becomes more than construction. It becomes a testament to perseverance, hands-on craftsmanship, and the joy of building a dream from the ground up. Along the way, each challenge becomes part of the journey, a reminder that careful planning, skill, and determination can turn vision into reality. With all the old interior stripped out, the bus now sits as an empty shell. Its metal frame is bare, waiting for something new. The space feels quiet, open, yet full of possibilities. Insulation is what makes a mobile home comfortable and efficient. For a bus conversion, the best choice is rigid insulation boards. They help keep things just right, warm when it's cold, and cool when the sun is blazing. Plus, they create a solid, even base that's perfect for laying the OSB subfloor. Two 65-gallon freshwater tanks will be installed under the bed at the back of the bus for everyday use. A sturdy frame is built to keep them in place. These tanks will feed the sink, the outdoor shower, the washer and dryer, and even the hot water heater. Dan keeps up the important work of insulating the bus, turning its bare metal walls into a cozy, energy-efficient home on wheels. He fills every cavity to create a solid, consistent thermal barrier. Two kinds of foam are used here: a cost-effective board with an aluminum vapor barrier to stop moisture from building up inside the walls, and a denser, sturdier foam that adds strength and rigidity to the panels. Insulation like this is key for keeping the interior comfortable. It helps control temperature, prevents condensation, boosts energy efficiency, and even adds a layer of soundproofing, something that makes a big difference when you're living on the road. After looking into different ways to heat and cool the bus with a drop ceiling, he settled on a setup where the ceiling itself acts like a giant HVAC plenum. The AC will push cold air through the ceiling, and wherever openings are made in the drop ceiling, the cool air will flow down into the living space. Beneath the newly formed drop ceiling, the bathroom separation is framed out. This step does more than divide space. It continues the ceiling framing system and strengthens the overall structure. The studs are lined up and secured to both the floor and the ceiling supports, bringing the whole framework together. The drop ceiling above ties right into the framing, reinforcing the roof and creating a cavity that will handle airflow and utilities. At the same time, Dan strengthens the key areas, making sure the structure can handle road vibration and environmental stress. This part of the build tackles one of the biggest challenges in any bus conversion: keeping the inside temperature under control. The master knows insulation by itself isn't enough. Without good airflow, heat gets trapped, moisture builds up, and the space can get uncomfortable fast. Ventilation has to be done right. It needs to be efficient, dependable, and ready for life on the road. Instead of using regular household fans, he goes with roof-mounted ventilation units made specifically for RVs and vans. He installs a max air fan, built to move a lot of air while standing up to the weather outside. Unlike standard fans that just push air around inside a room, this setup pulls fresh air in and pushes stale air out, keeping steady airflow moving through the whole bus. The fans are designed to pull air from one end of the bus to the other, establishing a steady front-to-back airflow channel. A small but efficient heater is chosen to provide hot water. It'll be installed at the back of the bus, under the bed, right next to the water tank. An access door is cut out for it, and the heater is set in place. Later, it will be connected to the water lines. For the AC system, which is a ducted mini-split, Dan is building the plenum to manage airflow out of sheet metal. The main task is creating two plenums, one for the air coming out of the unit and one for the air being drawn in. 6 4-inch holes are cut for the duct outlets. Reflective duct tape is applied on the outside to make sure all the connections are completely airtight. The intake plenum is made from extra sheet metal and designed to hold a filter. Once it's built, the intake plenum is slid into place, secured to both the wall and the AC unit, and sealed with tape. In the final setup, the plenum feeds air directly into the AC unit. Now it's time to mount the outdoor condenser and bring the ducted mini-split system to life. Whether it's the perfect setup or not, time will tell. First, the route for the refrigerant line set is mapped out. The lines will run from the indoor unit down to the outdoor condenser, which is mounted underneath the bus. Once the indoor wiring is connected, the condenser is lifted into place on metal brackets near the back wheel, secured to the frame rails. The system turns on successfully. The outdoor unit can be heard running, and warm air begins blowing from the indoor vents, confirming the heating function works. The goal of the plumbing install is to run water lines to every fixture that's going to need it. The outdoor shower, indoor shower, bathroom sink, toilet, washer and dryer hookups, kitchen sink, and the hot water heater. To mount the pipes, 2 clips are installed along each run, one for hot water and one for cold. Water leaves the freshwater tank, flows through a small pre-filter, and then into the pump and accumulator before moving through the rest of the plumbing system. Downstream, a main water filter is added before the water feeds into the primary supply line. Storage always matters in a mobile home. Every inch needs to serve a purpose. Adding upper cabinets above the windows in the living area just makes sense. Since the space is a bit unusual, careful measurements come first, and then the plywood cutting begins. Assembly starts by attaching the sides to the back panel with pocket screws. Clamps are used along the way to keep everything tight, square, and lined up. Installing them isn't the easiest job. The space is tight, and nothing is perfectly standard, but in the end, the cabinets are secured in place. Dan starts by brushing on a coat of dark walnut stain, just to see how the wood takes it. The grain immediately comes to life, revealing depth and texture beneath the surface. He then adds a second coat. This one really settles in, deepening the color and giving the wood a richer, warmer tone. The change is instant, and it completely transforms the look. For a nice finishing touch, LED lighting is added. It looks great, but it's practical too. At night, when the main light is off, it gives off just enough glow to keep the interior from feeling too dark. He makes the cabinets even more practical by adding an electrical outlet right into them. That way, it's easy to plug in a laptop, charge a phone, or power small appliances without running extension cords across the space. It's a small detail, but it makes everyday living in the bus a whole lot more convenient. The biggest challenge is the ceiling. The loft area curves upward to provide extra headroom. That makes it tricky to figure out how to attach the panels. The solution? Cut strips and fasten them to the 3 metal roof ribs, accounting for the spacing between each rib. The solar system is the heart of a mobile home. Without it, nothing really runs. First, the base has to be prepared for the panels. U-channel rails are mounted, with 3 main rails in place. Then, the wiring is handled. Holes are drilled with rubber grommets so the wires can pass safely through the roof, then routed down to the solar charger inside the bus. For the ceiling panels, extra support is added to ensure solid attachment points. The panels are carefully positioned and screwed into the framework, each pre-drilled for lights and vent openings. To give the ceiling a smooth, durable finish, vinyl is applied. Adhesive is sprayed on both the panels and the back of the vinyl, and it's carefully smoothed by hand to avoid wrinkles or bubbles. Once the vinyl is fully set, the lighting fixtures are installed. With this step complete, the bus starts to take shape as a polished, comfortable mobile home. On the long roads of travel, the kitchen becomes a central part of life. The challenge is fitting a fully functional kitchen into a small space. Storage is important, of course, but so is having a good cooking area. To get the countertop to the right thickness, a 3/4 inch strip of wood is glued and screwed underneath. Then the white epoxy is mixed, part A, part B, and a white dye. Accent colors are added and worked by hand to create a natural, visually appealing pattern. The result is both functional and beautiful, ready for life on the road. To attach the tiles, Dan selects a high-quality adhesive instead of traditional mortar. The choice is deliberate. Adhesive is much lighter, which puts less strain on the wall panels, and it stays flexible enough to handle the vibrations and movement of the bus on the road. Safety is paramount, especially around the stove, where heat and cooking activities are concentrated. In a mobile home, every material and installation carries real risk. One wrong move could spark a fire, so every decision has to account for both danger and long-term durability. The shower enclosure is now fully framed with plywood on all sides, and the next step is installing the drain. A sand mix is packed and sloped from the outer edges toward the drain to make sure water flows properly. RedGuard is then applied to the shower base for waterproofing. It goes on pink and dries red, and every corner and edge is carefully covered. Finally, the shower base is tiled, creating a patterned, visually striking design. At this stage, the focus is on creating functional drawers out of sanded pine. The process starts by cutting the pieces for the front, back, and sides of each drawer. The real challenge is making sure the drawers operate smoothly on their slides. Any misalignment could make them stick or wobble. The sizes of the drawers are planned based on their intended use. Some are designed to hold dishes, others for kitchen items or garbage cans. Each drawer has to balance storage capacity with ease of use, fitting perfectly into the cabinetry while making daily life on the road simple and efficient. Installing the black water tank in the bus is a critical task. If the tank isn't perfectly secured, it will shift, leak, or even cause serious damage while driving. Careful planning and custom brackets are essential to secure it properly. The OSB panels that form the bathroom walls are treated with adhesive, creating a secure base for the vinyl wall covering. This approach is a deliberate, cost-effective alternative to traditional mortar and tile, which would add significant weight, an important consideration in a mobile home where every pound matters. The bathroom door is made of glass, which already adds noticeable weight to the structure. That makes heavier wall finishes unrealistic. It's one of those ongoing challenges when building a mobile home. Durability, weight, and safety all have to work together. Every decision has to make sense for the road. Dan's goal is to make the bus completely self-powered. He installs the batteries underneath the couch, using that space wisely, and arranges the rest of the system components around them. On the electrical side, the negative cable from the battery bank runs through a shunt, so the monitoring system can track exactly how much power is coming in and going out. The positive cable passes through a main disconnect switch, then into the fuse system before power is distributed. The Links distributor becomes the central hub of the 12-volt setup, connecting the batteries, inverter, charger, fuse panel, and the rest of the components. The MPPT solar charger and solar isolator are wired into the system next. Finally, the solar panels are mounted on the roof and plugged into the setup, tying everything together and bringing the bus one step closer to running fully off-grid. Several trim pieces are prepared for the front window area, the A-pillars on both sides, and the lower dash beneath the windshield. The important dash panel, where the switches and monitoring screen will go, is wrapped in brown fabric to match the rest of the interior color scheme. It also serves as the main control panel for the bus, managing multiple operating systems throughout the mobile home. For the main floor, he goes with vinyl planks called Edwards Oak, a light-toned option that matches the bus's existing wood accents. For the front seating area, carpet is chosen to add comfort underfoot in the area where people spend the most time sitting. Now comes a tense moment. The three main systems need to be tested: the water system, the propane-powered hot water heater, and the stove. Each one carries its own risk. Everything has to function perfectly, or the comfort and safety of the mobile home is on the line. To create a polished and functional mini foyer, the stairwell and entry area of the bus need to be finished. Plywood panels are first fitted along the stair sides and stained to match the rest of the interior. Then, the stair treads are installed with aluminum trim pieces added to the front of each step to make it look neat and strong. A functional ladder is built for the loft area. It's angled slightly so it's easier and more comfortable to climb. 2 metal hooks at the top let the ladder hang in the loft when it's not being used and be pulled down quickly whenever needed. Dan decides to build a fully functional weatherproof storage box. First, he welds the support piece and coats it with a rust-inhibiting primer to prevent corrosion. Every structure under the bus needs extra attention. If anything isn't secured properly, it could come loose on the road, creating a serious safety risk while driving. The box itself is made from OSB board and is fully sealed with RedGuard and underbody paint, making it completely waterproof for outdoor use. The interior will later be painted black for a finished look. The thin sheet metal is cut to wrap around the door, adding strength and protection so it can handle bumps, weather, and daily use. After that, it's painted to match the bus and fitted with hinges, completing the weatherproof storage box. To provide heat without putting too much strain on the energy-hungry mini-split system, a diesel heater is a smart choice. The main unit is placed near the door to fight off incoming cold air and help the warmth flow toward both the front and back of the bus. Most of the other parts, the fuel pump, filter, intake, and exhaust, are mounted underneath the bus. The heater delivers powerful, quiet heat that can be adjusted with the built-in controls. Within minutes, the temperature inside the 37-foot bus starts to rise noticeably, even on low settings, showing just how efficient the system really is. After months of planning, building, and testing, the bus is finally complete. A fully functional, self-powered mobile home. Every system, design element, and smart solution is built for comfort, safety, and efficiency on the road. Inside and out, every finish comes together, creating a space that feels like home, no matter where the journey leads. The bus is ready to roll. Beyond its windows, the open road stretches toward distant horizons, full of promise and possibility. Every mile will bring new adventures, hidden corners of the world to explore, and moments that can't be planned. Sunrises in quiet towns, winding roads through forests, and sunsets that seem to go on forever. With this mobile home, the ordinary is transformed into something extraordinary. Everyday moments become special. Breakfast in the morning, cozy afternoons with a cup of coffee on the couch, and quiet evenings watching the world go by outside the windows. It's a life where the journey is just as important as the destination, and freedom isn't just a concept. It's something you feel in every mile traveled, in every turn of the wheel, and in every moment spent on the open road. If this transformation inspired you, stay tuned for more videos coming your way soon. Hit the bell to stay updated, give this video a thumbs up, and drop a comment telling us which part was your favorite.